right, right now I need everybody up on stage, if I could, please. We have a kind of a little bit of a special treat. We have some of our Don't Break the Street students coming up here. That's Brandon and Joanna. Give them a round of applause. And we have some old familiar faces for some of you that have been here before. We have John Surgott and Coach. And then the rest of us. I want to share with you something. I want to share with you a photo album from a trip I recently took. I can't remember where the hell I went. I was just talking to you about it. Where did I go? Where was I? Canada. That's right. We went to Canada, and we went to Canada in the summertime, which really there isn't much to do. But I wanted to show you some of the pictures from there. So here's the first one. Click. Now, when we got there, we took a plane, and when we landed, everybody was really excited. You know, Steve got off the plane and immediately started pointing at things that he thought were interesting. Kimmy was doing her best impression of Tiger because she thought she was going to see some of them there, which of course she didn't. Ben confessed his love for Vince on the plane, and we decided they were going to get married at Niagara Falls. So that was hopefully the plan. I don't know who this was. And I think Marcus was a little angry at Steve when we first got there, but as you'll see in a minute, things smoothed over pretty quickly. Click. Okay, this is day two. This is day two, I remember. See, what happened was Ben was shoveling outside of our hotel room, and Vince here was holding the bag open for him to shovel the dirt in because we wanted to bring part of Canada home with us. And Marcus thought this was utterly ridiculous, so he was still kind of ticked off. Only now he was ticked off at John, because John just felt the need to get involved with everything. And this really wasn't an activity for John, but he climbed himself in there, hoisted himself up against Vince, and Marcus was just really ticked off again. Again, I don't know why this woman was following us here, and the guy behind her, who's just kind of staring off into space, he kept eating chili fries the whole trip. I don't know what that was about. Because we had to explain to Kimmy that she wasn't going to see any tigers, she was hoping then to see little monkeys. And so she was trying to do an impression of a monkey to get them to come out. But of course, no monkeys were there either, even though Steve was also doing a very good impression of one. Click. All right. We put on a restaurant dinner theater production of Grease that night. And it was... as you know, we're an improv troupe. It was a completely improvised version, and as you can see, Kimmy's jazz hands really the performance. He had the John Travolta role was played by John Surgott, only because they both shared the same first name. But overall, the show wasn't really that great, and we finally started to get rid of that chick who was following us. She tried to sneak out. Click. All right, this is a funny one. All pictures tell a story, you know. And what happened here was Ben decided he was going to take a picture at the exact same time that I was taking a picture. So when I went to take the picture, I was standing directly behind Ben, and so I had to have him duck down to take the photo, which incidentally on his roll, he only got everybody's feet. So it was kind of a funny picture. I wish I had that to show you, but I don't. Steve lost his clothes. After that night on the Grease show, the after party, he got really, really drunk, and he started dancing all over the theater. And at one point or another, you know, as it happens, you lose your pants. And that's exactly what happened to Steve here. John, never really kind of exercising or doing anything like that whatsoever, was so frazzled after the show that his head nearly exploded. And it scared the hell out of Vince. And that's why this guy here was comforting him. Again, I don't know why he's here with us, but we seem to have been kind of getting used to him being there. Eventually we got his name, and the girl came back again. Click. Okay. Improv troupe, plus plane trip to Canada, plus improvised Grease show, plus after party equals the next morning. Like, really didn't mean to show you that one. That was actually more of an embarrassing one. I'm glad I wasn't in that. This one, I really like the way what this one depicts. See, Kim got to the point where she was fed up with this douche in the hat because he wouldn't go away. And she knocked him on the ground. He went flying, and she's getting ready to take another hit. Because of what happened, Brandon hit the ground, knocked into Ben. Ben got spun up into the carpet here, which knocked Vince over, who went backwards over his head, clearing just enough room for Kim to beat the crap out of Brandon here. Marcus was just so enthused, as you can see by his expression, that he stood there just to watch all the fun. Now, this girl here apparently is this guy's girlfriend. And so she was trying to defend him, but John had to hold her back. Coach was still hungover from 3 days prior, and Steve had plucked both of his eyes with his pen because he had been so drunk. Here's the last picture I'll show you here. Click. All right, Kimmy bought a telescope. And that's, I mean, I don't know why, but she bought a telescope, and she was trying to see out as far as she could, but she was staring at the inside wall of our hotel, so it didn't really work out for her. She did, however, successfully kill Brandon. We learned his name because we went through his pockets and got his ID, in case you were wondering. Because of this chick following us around the whole time, and getting so used to her, even though most of us wanted her to leave, John and her fell in love after Brandon died. And they actually were the two to become married in Niagara Falls. So I was really happy to see that. Steve's eyes healed up nicely, and he just happened to notice that I was snapping a picture, so he posed for it. I don't know what happened with Vince here, because I wasn't paying attention, because I was trying to figure out why Coach was giving high five to a guy who was clearly putting on a cape. So those are the pictures from my trip to Canada. I hope you enjoyed them. Thank you very much.